we've done today, though, is bring one of the most amazing keyboardist composers of the iconic Dream Theater band. We've got Jordan Rudess to come and play for us today. Jordan, can you step up and talk about this product with us?
Awesome.
Give a round of applause. Now, Jordan is also the president of Wisdom Music, and he's got a new CD coming out. Tell me a little bit about that, Jordan.
Well, you remembered everything. I'm impressed. That's pretty good. You're hired. Hey everybody, good morning. Day 3 of NAMM. I kind of count them because each day you get a little bit more fried. But very happy to be here at IK. And as he mentioned, the new Dream Theater album is coming out on the 29th of January, so we're all very excited about that. It's been a while coming, and then I'm hitting the road for another big adventure around the world, starting in Europe, actually. First shows are over in London on February 18th, I think is the first one. But in the meantime, very happy to be here and now in the present moment with some really great sounds and some really great people around here and some great products. And the main focus of my demonstration is to kind of highlight the new Miroslav V2 set library, Miroslav V2 2. And it's got some great stuff. And, you know, a nice way to start it off is with some piano. There's a few pianos that are new, and this one is the Philharmonic Grand. So basically what I'm doing is I'm presenting sounds in what we call the multi-mode. And that allows me to kind of play them live. So as I go through the demo, you'll hear that we're doing a lot of key splits and layers and things like that. But this one is just the piano. So, and it gives me a nice opportunity to kind of warm up and make some music. So here's what it is. So the piano itself is, the first time I played it, I was like, oh wow, this is so cool, because when you hit a low note, it's like, it sounds extremely resonant and full, and I literally had to go back to any other piano sound I was using and think about that, because the way that this was programmed, the way this sounds, it was so like rich. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So it had a very positive effect on me. And then I started to think about how can I layer this piano, do some other things with some of the orchestral sounds. And so the next thing I did was I added some strings. And there's 2 levels that I want to show you. One is very, very simple, just like a violin and a cello mixed with the piano. And then the next sound after that kind of opens it up a little bit more with a whole string section. So this is just the grand with strings. What's nice is that if I play the piano and I kind of articulate passages, these strings take a little while to come in because they're very expressive. So it lets me kind of, and then I hold it and the strings come flying in. This is a nice effect. bringing it one step forward with some larger strings in piano, you have a sound like this. And this one actually has all the strings split through the keyboard, so at the bottom you've got like piano and the basses, then it comes to the cellos, you hear more the violas and the violins, so it all kind of comes together. One of the nice things about the Miroslav library that I find really inspiring is that the strings, it has its own character. It's, there's a lot of orchestral libraries out there, but this one really has a unique voice. It's got its own flavor, which is awesome, because when you're making music and you want to just play, you don't want to sound necessarily generic. You want to have a feel. You want to have sounds that are distinct. And so just moving on, this is a really nice harpsichord that's in the library. First of all, going to play it by itself, and then I'll add it with a little bit of strings. So here we go. And for those of you who are interested, the music I'm playing, I'm just improvising. So this is not stuff you're going to hear again. It's stuff you'll hear this morning. It's kind of the spirit of day 3 of NAMM. Moving along, the strings sound really beautiful by themselves, and these string sounds are all the solo instruments kind of put together on the keyboard as a layout, so I can kind of like make up something that's more like a string quartet. So let's give this a go. And now we move into the string ensemble. So these are just, groups of strings, again, all kind of divided through the keyboard. But this one sounds, really rich and very full. So, of course, there's woodwinds and brass. Let's take a second and play some woodwind sounds for you. This one's, again, a nice split of the different sounds throughout the range. If you go up to the top, and as I go lower, you start hearing more of the clarinet and oboe. And down below, one of my favorite instruments, the bassoon. Anybody play the bassoon here today? No? It's funny, I've had two friends that play the bassoon over the last, 8 years. I've met two different guys that become close with. They're all like, yeah, I play the bassoon. I'm like, that's really cool. Actually, I was in a band with a bassoonist way back when. He played the electric bassoon, which was a pretty interesting instrument. So this is the woodwind ensemble. A mallet sound with the wind. So if I play fast, you hear this really nice kind of marimba attack, which is cool. And it's nice because it's very soft, but it gives a little bit of punch to the winds. I actually borrowed this marimba sound from the General Sample Tank Library, which is a humongous library of all kinds of great stuff. And a lot of times when I'm in my studio just writing and on my keyboard and the computer, I'll need a sound and I'm thinking, where do I get that sound? Like, well, because there's a lot of digital instruments, a lot of virtual instruments, and sometimes it's a little hard to know where to go. But I always know I can go to Sample Tank because there's a very wide arrangement of really great sounding stuff. And now with this Miroslav Orchestral Library, it's a real destination point because no matter what you're looking for, you can go there and be sure to find something that's really cool and sounds good. So I like this one because it lets me play and do a little, finger dance, if you will, but also have that woodwind quality. So the next sound I want to feature is this brass ensemble. I love this brass ensemble. When I was composing the music for the new Dream Theater album, I was looking for a lot of brass qualities. Now, unfortunately, I got this library after the fact, so it would have been great to have it during, and for the next album, I'll have this. So anyway, it sounds like this, and it's really nice. components, you can start to put them together. Like this one is an orchestral sound that uses the strings and some winds and some brass and kind of assembles the whole thing. And again, I'm using the multi-mode of Sample Tank, which is very powerful because you can layer up so many different instruments, I think up to like 16 different instruments, and have them all over the keyboard. Makes it a great tool for really playing some cool stuff. Yeah, so this one sounds like this. I thought that one sounded pretty cool and kind of big, and that inspired me to go one step further and just kind of bring it through the roof and get something even larger. So I thought, okay, the Miroslav is offering me the strings and the brass and the winds and all that stuff. But what happens if I go into the other Sample Tank libraries and grab the choir? That would be pretty cool. But then I thought, what else could make this really, really strong? So I went in and I took the pipe organ, a really, really cool pipe organ sound that I found, and I thought that was really inspiring. So this sound is kind of like this. Did that wake you up or what? Come on. You guys are so sleepy today. Let's go. Thank you. So, so that basically concludes my demonstration of just a little bit, just kind of a fraction of what's possible with the new Sample Tank Miroslav V2 library. It's some really great stuff. And if you're using virtual instruments, I totally recommend you check it out. I also recommend that if you need a small speaker, you get this iLoud speaker, which is amazing, because when I play this, you guys should hear what that thing sounds like. It's absolutely unbelievable, and I'm not just saying that. That thing is blowing my mind, and I have one at home, so I know it's good, but having it like in this room, like with these humongous sounds today, is just reminding me that I don't know what's inside of that, but that's good. And also there's some wonderful mobile music technology around the room, which I use like all of the stuff. And very happy to be here at IK. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you